Hi and welcome to another 1v1 game. This one's from the 1v1 tourney in last year. Definitely good games there as well. Particularly, it's stressful environment, you know, the tournaments, it has to be played, and the players sure do make great strategies, you know, like simple preparation. Everyone has their plans, but it's quite an interesting environment, so let's see what we are up to. So the Speedfire opens 80 barracks armor base, while the Murtag opens double racks and 2 depots. Very solid strategies from both of the players, both very viable, although Speedfire decides to... Yeah, so he will push his 80 base here. Yeah, he will push his 80 base there. Okay, so makes sense. It got dragged back and cancelled, and instead he opts for the armor base. Probably because he was thinking that he's up against M15s, which makes 80 really viable. But since he saw that he's up against small arms, he figured the tanks would be more appropriate. So the Murtag uses Decryption Blitz, while the Speedfire uses Blitz in order to get a faster hold in the middle. Both very viable, although Decryption I would not use if the enemy is under not camo. Although you can see what buildings the enemy is planning, it's not going to give you much of advantage. And we can see the upgrades, Guardia upgrades coming there against M11s. And another building is getting added up, and if I had to guess, it's probably an armor base, because, you know, the Murtag is facing tanks and he needs something beefy. It could be anti-tank as well. It's really tough to judge. The stroke is getting here, and this is one thing about what I like about Speedfire and good players in general. They always send one infantryman somewhere running, just so you have to deal with it. It's a really strong strategy which requires and forces your enemy to devote resources in an area which he otherwise wouldn't use. Even if it dies, it still requires, not even you take resources off your opponent, you force him to adjust and make an extra plays. So this R.U.S.E is holding up here this town, but the Murtag has, surprisingly, he has heavy infantry, along with the M13s. He's not decided to upgrade it yet, because he still needs to get the light tanks. The Speedfire tries to snipe some of the heavy infantry, but I think he's unable to do so. And they exchange a few casualties around the block, so it's 5-5 by the score, and the Murtag has getting heavy infantry there. Pretty good job. Although Speedfire reacts just in time to pick him out when he comes around. So surprise attack there. No way he's getting racks. These guys are quite passive. These guys are standing as well. Not really abusing the damage they could make. I definitely think... Oh yeah, now he wakes up. But unfortunately for Murtag, these tanks have gotten reinforcements and he will just retract and get back. Maybe he could, if he really... He had Blitz, and maybe he could take that one tank out. And it would require Speedfire to really adjust. But there's no time, so... If he would have gone a little bit faster, it would at least take one tank out of the question. The infantrymen get really slaughtered up there, so there's a reinforcements of this side. One stroke is actually running there. And from what we gather, the Murtag is getting Caro M15s really fast out. The Speedfire pushes with all of his tanks, really making a good job. These tanks have repaired as well, so they'll be happy to assist. The Guardia gets a couple of lucky shots on those tanks. I'll guess they will sweep it out, given that they not being microed to get away there. He engages with heavy infantry on the side, trying at least to pop one or two here, but unfortunately he loses both. Maybe he could get a couple infantrymen, but those tanks are dead, they're just gonna be pushed in the corner, while the Speedfire tries to accomplish his main objective, which is taking this depot, and if he takes this depot, I would assume this game is over. There's no way. If you can see on the map, I don't see Speedfire using up any money. He's getting really rich now. Oh, and the struggle is getting here, quite fast. I think he's going like to actually capture headquarters here. And if it is, there's no way Murtag can come from this. I mean, the depot is bad enough as it is. So yeah, he gets a depot and immediately places what I expected to be a barracks, and there's no way. I think this is a GG right here, and well played from both players. And yeah, although Murtag tries to force it out, and there's a couple of M15s doing really good job against light tanks. There's no way he could get a base or even. So yeah, that was the GG. Well played by Speedfire, well played by Murtag. Definitely interesting game, and see you next time.